I also get that. You clearly understand it because you're a migrainer yourself.
I've had bad headaches.
Okay.
I've read about. I've had headaches.
Well, I'm just listening to Anthony Peake, Deja Vu and Near-Death Experiences. I made many videos a long time ago, I think years ago, about OBEs, out-of-body experiences, out-of-body travel, astral projection, near-death experiences, NDEs, and even about a laboratory in California actually inducing these out-of-body experiences with machines, well, with sound. And they repeat this on a regular basis, and they do it with people who are ready to actually experience an OBE or out-of-body experience. The out-of-body experience is actually the separation of your first soul or first out-of-body body with your body here. And it is more than possible. I suggest you get William Woolman, Out-of-Body Experiences or Adventures Beyond the Body by William Woolman. Just Google it. William Buhlman, B-U-H-L-M-A-N. And you'll find this book and many things on this topic. And the beauty of out-of-body experiences is that it liberates you. It liberates you from the fear of death, as an example. And it gives you also an insight that you're more than just your body, your material body on this earthen plane. So for me, it was quite an extraordinary experience. You can call it a spiritual evolution or spiritual revolution, actually, because I saw that I had an immortal soul. And once you actually do this out-of-body experiences or induce it, you liberate yourself from the fear of death or the ultimate end. Although sometimes I actually looked at the ultimate end as also a liberation. And once you're free of this, you no longer are in control on the system that tells you that you have to keep yourself alive at all costs. And once you also have this insight that that is not the end, then you understand that people who have bodies that are really, well, broken or who are limp or who are paralyzed from top down, then you can understand also that that is the liberation of this body that does not function. Then you can also understand the so-called euthanasia program in Holland or in the Third Reich. Well, that's about my input on out-of-body travel, out-of-body experiences. It liberates you. And once you have this insight, then you know that it's not the end and that we're part here, down here on Earth to gain experiences, to have joy in life, to have fun, to be creative, like the so-called creative movement online, or the Creator Brothers, who believe that you have to be creative. Although the creationary movement online is atheistical because they don't believe in some kind of supreme being like God. I do believe in God, supreme being. I also believe in the Bible and even the Quran and even ancient Vedic scriptures. But I know that Christianity is more on topic, actually. As an example, I know why so-called Christ figure always comes on earth and tries to change things while the Father or the Heavenly Father is up there watching everything else. But this is another topic, actually. Right now I'm just reading this book. I'm not far into it. Hitler Survived in Argentina, and I just read like the first 100 pages, and it describes a huge movement of submarines at the end of the war from the Third Reich to South America, the South Pole, and other locations in the world. And it also states that Adolf Hitler did not die in a bunker in Berlin. It was part of a propaganda campaign to state that he died heroically with his folk. And well, the book describes this as being a hoax, well, a part of a propaganda campaign to elude the enemy in such a fashion that Hitler died in Berlin back then. And it's actually an interesting read, but it's just about the submarines. It just states that there were submarines going to Argentina, and loads of money and gold and money and riches and all the wealth was moved out of the Third Reich through the U-boats, through the airways with their long-range junker transport aircraft that were designed and developed and built at the end of the war. And even, well, it doesn't describe the so-called saucer-type aircrafts like the OBEs and the real discs that were also developed back then. So yeah, there is also a topic that I made several videos about a long time ago, about a huge relocation of a huge part of, well, not a huge part, but many, many people to South America, the South Pole, the Inner Earth, the Hollow Earth theory, Agartha, and to make preparations to continue the war after the war. And just name Operation High Jump from Admiral Richard Evelyn Byrd, who went to the South Pole practically to conquer this so-called Nazi base. And just to mention a few things, and if you read then other books online, esoteric books, esoteric occultism or Hitlerism, then you get more and more information and see that there is or was a huge part of the SS back then, of the Wehrmacht, that was relocated to several different places around the world. And that mainstream media depicts this as, well, as nothing, that it never happened. You have to read a lot about the subject and have a critical view on it and state if it is possible, and then you have to think that you don't see the truth on TV or in the school, and then think, if it could be possible, then the entire UFO phenomenon could be explained, although I do believe that there is also an extraterrestrial phenomenon at stake, the so-called Federation of Light. And you have to combine all of these things. I was thinking of writing a book, actually, the puzzle conspiracy, where every single conspiracy online is depicted as a piece of a puzzle, and then you put it all together, creating a whole, creating an entire view on it. Even Christianity was part of the conspiracy puzzle, and even the Quran. Yeah, all these books, Journey to the Earth's Interior by Richard Gardner, who depicts the Earth as being hollow, and in the Earth several oceans and other continents on the inside of the Earth. It's also a great book. Just Google Divine Scriptures or Holy Scriptures or something, and then you get a link with many, many books that are really great to read. So we have out-of-body travel, the puzzle conspiracy, the Hitlerist survival legend, the Nazi esoteric survival myth, end times prophecy from the Bible, even the beautiful writings in the Quran. Not everything in the Quran is beautiful, but there are many beautiful parts, even depicting the 1,000-year golden age that is prophesied by so many prophets and viewers, even the Bible, that then you think, what are we doing here? You know, what are we doing here? What are we waiting for? You know, but at the same time, you have to face reality. You have to make the best of the present situation, and yeah, you have to make the best of the situation. I don't like studying. I'm thinking of looking for a job that's going to be difficult without an educational diploma, well, academical diploma, or without an education in something. I got a high school diploma and a pre-diploma in mathematics, and I still can't work, or really difficult to find a job. I don't like the system. It frustrates me, but I try to make the best of it. Yeah, what I wanted to talk about even more is, yeah, we have to make the best of it, that we are down here in this earthen plane, in the Western world or somewhere else, and that we cannot view everything from a top-down perspective, as, well, probably the Imperial Germans have, or the Federation of Light has, or the ETs, who have a top-down view on everything, and are doing what they're doing. It's like comparable to a soldier in a war who is at the front and who trusts practically the general or the commanding officer of making the right decisions, although he doesn't have the overview. He does his best down here to survive, actually, and, well, he hopes, of course, that the top generals or commanding officers make the right decisions. That's pretty much also as the divine the divine prophetic views on reality, that also God has a top-down perspective on everything and knows what is happening on this world, and it knows where it's going. Divine prophecy works pretty much, just imagine the world as a computer game where everything's 3D modeled, where you have all resources already mapped, oil, coal, iron, all the metals, and even uranium, plutonium, the waterways, the streams. It's all modeled. The entire world is modeled in a 3D dimensional graph, and all the people walk around it, and everything what the person does down here, what I'm doing right here, every single movement is already known, because the thought flow, what you think already, can also be read by the eternal beings or even God. So just imagine the entire world as a 3D game where everything is going in a certain direction, and then in this theory you can understand why viewers can actually look into the future and see that everything is flowing in a certain direction. So, but still you can't rely on the homogeneous view on the future, because you have to make the best of it down here. Even if the Golden Age will become a reality after the final Third World War and Judgment Day, we can't just sit around and do nothing. We have to make the best of this situation right now. I should tell this myself, actually. But I'm coping with it. I'm coping with it and learning as I go along. It's 11 minutes into the game now. I could do 15 minutes. And yeah, I'm making this video. I'll enlist, I think, the 2 other videos that are there. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Yeah, the resolution theory. That everything what you do every day, if you look from out of the box, just look at what you do every day, what happens, and then you make the resolution even greater, and then you can see what that person is doing, and you know what he thinks like, or what he's going to do. You know the entire 3D model of the surroundings, like my room here. I fall over a chair. That was easy. He just goes, walks, and thinks of something else, and is absent-minded, and he falls over the chair. That's a magnification of the resolution theory. You zoom back totally outwards, and then you see hundreds, thousands, millions of people all going to work, all waking up, all eating lunch, going out, having fun. It's not much. And then seeing it from a out-of-the-box perspective, you can see that this is all like a stream, a river stream, where people think and act. And this thinking and acting can be viewed and analyzed, and then can be made practically into a prophetic view on where it is going over hundreds or even thousands of years. That's how you can understand how the priestess Sayaha of ancient Babylon, thousands of years ago, Sayaha made prophetic viewings on our present times, and even the coming of the third Sargon, or the Jesus Christ figure, who passes judgment on all mankind. And if you see this reality as some type of matrix reality, like in the movie The Matrix, then you can understand that you can change this reality by thinking, and that this supernatural entity that is prophesied to come, the Kalki Avatara, or Vishnu Avatar, the God incarnation, will have supernatural powers, and it's also described in ancient writings of Sayaha, of having these supernatural powers like lightning strikes, whirlwinds, materialization, teleportation, even flying through the air like Neo from the movie The Matrix. All these things, or far view, extended view, that you can see things 100 miles away. Remote viewing as an example. Well, my time is running out. I just wanted to talk a little bit. And, well, hope you enjoyed it. I'll just drink my beer here. And maybe I'll make a second video. Who knows? Cheers.